Famcast Media, bitch.
Okay, I had to edit this video quite a few times because there's been new information that has been released. 5 times to be exact. So, for some portions of the video, you will see, parts where it cuts out and you just have audio only. I just didn't feel like, re-recording this whole thing over and over and over again. So, I'll just add edits where it's needed to be. After today, I really, really hope that I don't have to eat my words in regards to what I'm about to talk about today. Good afternoon, demons and demonesses. Kwame Wakan here, and this story was sent to me by my co-host, D. Rotten. This is pretty interesting, quite an interesting read. Now, this was sent to me on Tuesday. Sorry it took me so long to get to this. Between scheduling and, also I'm kind of glad that I waited to report on this because a lot of new details have come out, and it gets pretty interesting, just to say the least. But to those who are familiar with MrBeast, he had a co-host named Kris Tyson. She just recently came out as trans, I think, maybe 6 or 7 months ago. I'm not exactly sure. I never really followed MrBeast or Kris Tyson like that. But apparently, there's been some shocking allegations involving Kris Tyson, and then I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But here's where it gets interesting. The victim of Kris Tyson came out and made a statement. And, well, all of this is in the article that I'm about to read to you guys, so let's get into it. Alleged victim of Kris Tyson slams accusations as massive lies. Kris did nothing wrong. A fan of Kris Tyson, also known as Ava Kris Tyson, has caught accusations that they were groomed by the YouTuber Massive Lies, saying that she never did anything wrong. On July 21st, several YouTube videos shared Discord messages sent by Kris Tyson, then Kris Tyson, to a fan called LavaGS. At the beginning of the interaction, LavaGS was 13 years old while Kris was 20. The messages were in public Discord servers, but many of the YouTube videos claimed that it was an inappropriate friendship. One viral post alleges the two constantly joked inappropriately with each other about hentai addiction, sending suggestive pics, etc. They confirmed met up together when the minor was 16. Kris made LavaGS a moderator in her YouTube streams, and Lava admits that they would send edgy jokes to each other, but denies their interactions were ever inappropriate. These videos of massive lies and twisting the truth, LavaGS said on July 22nd. Ava never said anything wrong and just made a few edgy jokes. I was never exploited or taken advantage of. In a follow-up post on X/Twitter, LavaGS continued, Kris did nothing wrong. What's actually disgusting is you guys twisting things and making me a victim. There is no accusation of criminality, but the YouTube videos and social media posts about Kris are particularly critical that the pair met when LavaGS was 16 years old. Speaking to Keemstar, LavaGS said, I did not meet Kris Tyson by myself. I met Kris and the MrBeast crew with my family present. In another post, Lava asked followers to help me counter all the lies. Kris's messages to me were sent in public Discord servers / groups, but everyone is framing it as if it was one-on-one. Kris literally did nothing wrong. Despite his protestations, some argue that LavaGS was groomed and as such doesn't realize it was wrong. You've been groomed, man. You're a victim, one reply says. That's called grooming. You're not supposed to feel like if it was wrong, another replied. At the time of writing, Kris Tyson has not responded to the accusations. Her Twitter account currently has no posts, which many mistakenly believe were deleted after the accusations broke. However, the account's posts were deleted over a month prior. MrBeast, who Kris frequently collaborates with, has not responded either, although Keemstar claims MrBeast was the one who put him in contact with Lava GS. Now, I haven't really watched a lot of MrBeast's content. I know that he's, used his money and influence to help other people. I know there was this one video he did where he gave he paid for eye surgery to help blind people see. There was another video he made where he gave free food to homeless people. Now, in regards to Kris Tyson, I never, really watched any of her content. Even prior to her transitioning, still never watched it. And I know a lot of people that are, following me probably might get really upset about what I'm going to say about this. For many, many years, this podcast, this channel, whatever you want to call it, has been reporting on, instances of, child abuse, instances of, right-wing religious conservatives, accusing people that are within this part of the community as being groomers. Well, unfortunately, we got some bad news. Kris Tyson is one of those people. When this article first broke out, I was a little skeptical of it. I'm like, all right, well, there's going to be more to the story than this, which is also another reason why, I waited so long to finally post all of this stuff. I had to do a little bit of research myself, and believe me, things are a lot more darker than what it seems like in the article that I just read to you guys earlier. Now, since all of this information was first revealed almost a week ago, several individuals who were minors at the time have came out and said that Kris Tyson had shared with them inappropriate Snapchat messages. And thankfully, they kept the receipts because these get really dark. Now, another thing that I forgot to bring up earlier, in regards to Keemstar, well, apparently, Kris Tyson supported someone that tried to do something really, really disgusting to Keemstar's family. Now, what I'm talking about in particular is an artist by the name of Shadman or Shadbass or whatever, Shad something. And for those that aren't old enough or haven't been on the internet long enough, the Shad guy was basically an artist that would always draw violent. I'm trying to find out the most politically correct way to say all this. Children being put in very disturbing and disgusting situations. And one of those children happened to be Keemstar's daughter, who I believe was only 8 years old at the time. And Kris Tyson was probably this Shadman's #1 fan, to the point where they've even asked for commissions of work to be done. Now, I didn't even know all this. Someone else had actually brought this up to me. Now, I'm not the art police, but there has to be a line drawn somewhere. And the fact that, you have this content creator that makes content for kids, and they're commissioning things from an artist that likes to draw images of children being abused, that should be a red flag. All right? And second of all, if you know that that's the type of content that you like to purchase, maybe you should choose a different path in life instead of trying to, make content for kids. Now, we don't know the exact number of how many people that Kris has been, messaging. And, people tend to often let their guard down because they assume that because someone is a woman that they're less likely to do some things like this. But if you watch the news and you pay attention to what's going on, out in the real world between public school teachers and stuff, some of these monsters can be women. Now, since these accusations have come to light, MrBeast has taken some action. Just recently, he revealed that Kris Tyson has been fired from his production team. Now, Kris released a statement saying that she was going to spend the time, focusing on her family and her mental health. Although, in my honest opinion, that's not something that she should be doing. If you've been accused of doing something like this to children and sending these inappropriate fucking messages, the last group of people that you should be hanging out with is your family. Kris Tyson should stay away from her family. She should stay away from her kids, and to be honest with you, I think her ex-wife should apply for full custody, because who knows? Who knows what she might have done to those kids? Because now they're going to have to grow up without another mother. And then for MrBeast to be put in the situation that he's in, for months, many months, he's been defending Kris Tyson from all these, right-wing religious conservatives, only for her to be a monster this whole time. It's like that episode of Dads Against Predators. Now, there was a YouTube channel, it was a predator catching channel called Dads Against Predators, and shockingly, both the dads ended up catching someone that they considered one of their friends, someone that they know. And this isn't the only time it's happened. Even Chris Hansen himself, when he started doing the new catches for Crime Watch Daily, he ended up catching somebody that he used to ride the commuter train with. So it must really, really hurt knowing that someone you know and someone that you consider a friend would turn out to be, this disgusting, horrible person. Honestly, I even feel bad that I originally supported Kris Tyson back when she first came out. So many, right-wingers were going after her saying, oh, well, MrBeast is in a tough position. MrBeast should disown her. MrBeast should, probably, part ways with them. And I stood by MrBeast saying, hey, I'm glad you're supporting your friend. And then this happens. So I kind of feel betrayed because of all this. I spend so much of my time, so much of my energy, defending people in the trans community, in the LGBT community. This sick fuck, Kris fucking Tyson, turning her back on the community and throwing everyone under the bus. There should be no mercy for Kris Tyson, and I hope her career never recovers. I hope the police do find something and do end up charging her with something. Because, like I said, these can't be the only victims. There's going to be more of them out there. They all need to come forward, and we need to put Kris Tyson in jail where she fucking belongs. Now, I'm not sure how many of those in the audience happen to have kids, happen to give their kids, iPads and cell phones, but we as adults, whether the kids are yours or not, we as adults have to make sure that these children are protected, because giving them access to YouTube, Twitch and whatever streaming platforms are out there, you don't know how many predators could be speaking to your kids, either through private messages, either through Snapchat, either through Instagram, either through Messenger. I can't even name all the apps out there. But how many of them are actually out there? We caught Dr. Disrespect. We caught EDP 445. We caught Lion Maker Studios. We even caught Miranda Sings. How many more are out there? How many more of these children's content creators are out there and looking for their next victim? There was another YouTube channel. This was a channel back in the day when my little sister was a wee lass. And it was called 7 Super Girls. Now, they had been producing content for YouTube since the early 2010s. And it turns out the owner of that channel was exploiting every single child in those kids' videos. Just imagine the horror that those girls had to face. Just imagine the horror that the parents had to face, knowing that this is what these content creators were doing. It's at the point where the world has become literally so dangerous that there's no place where kids can actually have fun and be kids without adults trying to do this stuff. Like, how hard is it? How hard is it as a grown adult for you to just speak and behave well with other grown adults? Why do you have to bring kids into this? You know, to the religious conservatives that I've insulted on this show several times, you guys got one. You got a real bad one. And to be honest with you, you shouldn't show her any mercy. She gets what she gets. Kris Tyson is all yours. Have fun with her. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm washing my hands of her. I want nothing to do with her. You know, the few statements I've made in the past, you know, supporting her, those are words that I am going to have to eat. The hell with Kris Tyson, biggest snake in the fucking community. Honestly, this is probably going to be like the second biggest betrayal I've felt ever since the Bill Cosby allegations came out. And those allegations really hurt because I was a big fan of Bill Cosby. You know, I watched his shows growing up. And then this shit happens. You know, it kind of feels like Julius Caesar when he gets stabbed and he says, "You too." All right, demons and demisses. I've had enough of all this. You guys stay safe, stay metal, hell, Satan. I'll catch you guys later.